time for Common Man. Common Man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Out of hundreds of deals that I've done. Hundreds.
Mark, they can't pitch. They can't hit. What is with? I mean, come on.
You know, sometimes when you practice, you'll set up chairs. You know, and you run through chairs just to show zones and stuff. The Viking defense looks like it's chairs.
If you pitch and play defense, you put your team in a position to win the baseball game.
Now what is it? What do you think of that?
Капризов.
Border battle!
Lowercase d's. Lowercase d's. So the Mets are the first team ever to have 3 lowercase d's on their roster.
Yeah, I always love that one. Boy, how disappointing is that? And he's loose! Nuts and bolts, we got screwed!
Keep playing until someone puts the puck in the net. Lamb on the right side. In the corner, Oleksic. Schmidt now for Oleksic in behind. He centers. Yes! Kyle Schmidt has won the championship! UND has won the championship! Kyle Schmidt with the game winner! Yeah, baby!
A dog with a note in his mouth should be able to sell those ratings.
I'm going to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
Jet lag disadvantage.
You like that? You like that?
He's the clown from Brown. He's the 4th in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
If I'm having fun and Tennebee's having fun, the audience is having fun. Welcome back, Tennebee. You should have played a little Welcome Back Kata. You were out yesterday, President's Day.
To the spotlight, young man.
I'm assuming there was no school, so you were charged with you were in charge of child care yesterday, correct? Because I don't necessarily think you're a President's Day kind of guy where you just go, you know what? I have so much reverence and awe of the office of the White House, the presidential, that I need to take that day off and pay my respects to
I think it's the first one I've taken off.
Yeah. How'd it feel?
I could get used to, actually using company holidays.
Yeah. I think we have 11, I think, but I haven't counted lately. I didn't take it. And, it's funny. It was like a ghost down here yesterday. A lot of people.
You've got to be kidding me.
When they're offered a day off, they take it, right? So what'd you do with the kids? Anything? You just kind of hang around the house, or what'd you do?
I was kind of the Uber driver for the day because 2 of them had baseball camp, and then we had one that had a hockey game actually during the program, so I had a coach.
Okay.
And then, hockey practice at night, dance practice, lots going on.
Your kids are very active, aren't they?
They are. There's a lot going on.
So, what's Leo? What's
He's 11.
No, but I mean, what does he have going in his life?
Well, he's wrapping up the hockey season here.
Okay.
In playoffs this week.
Okay. And then, is he a baseball guy too?
He'll play baseball.
Okay.
So will Samson, and Samson plays hockey and baseball.
Okay. And is that all they play, or do they have any other sports?
They play soccer in the fall.
So you're raising 3 sports stars?
Well, they play sports. I don't know if I call them stars.
Well, now, wait, hold on a second.
They're going to be late bloomers. They're going to be coming on. Here comes the NHL. You better watch out. Next Kachuk brothers.
I have to admit, and your daughter.
Yes.
What is she's
dance? She's playing hockey right now. Her first year playing hockey.
Hockey and dance.
She's just dancing Monday nights, yeah.
She's a dance.
She'll play T-ball.
T-ball. Okay. Baseball, I don't recall. I know you're a big hockey guy. You're the Jolly Green Giant. You play a lot of baseball when you were a kid. Is that why they've been introduced to baseball, or they do this on their own?
I mean, you're looking at a state champion when I was 12 years old, but other than that, yeah.
Well, let me guess, 2-time state champion, but they can't find the other trophy.
No, just one time.
I did not. Why have you told me this?
I think I mentioned it a while ago. Yeah.
I just don't think I was listening, waiting for my turn to talk. So, 12 years old, little
12 years old. Yeah, Osseo Grove won the state championship. AAU. Yeah, we didn't play Little League. We played AAU.
All right. So there was no world. There was no.
Well, we played the national tournament, but it's not the Little League World Series.
Okay, so you played in the Natties.
We went to Salon, Ohio.
And didn't go well, or
so you played pool play.
Okay.
And then the top 8 teams advanced.
Yeah.
We did not advance, but then everyone else that didn't advance played like a consolation, and we won the consolation. So I say we're the 9th best team in the country.
Yeah. Did you take your consolation trophy and throw it in the garbage? When we played softball in Wyoming, we went to Rock Springs. We were the bad boys. We were from Kemmer. We were the Budweiser. We were sponsored by Budweiser, the Sudsco company. I've talked about this before. We went to Rock Springs one time and we finished like 4th. And they gave us the sportsmanship trophy. We snapped it in half and threw it in the garbage cans. In one of those big 50-gallon barrels behind the backstop. We just dropped it in there.
Would that be called ironic when you snap the sportsmanship trophy?
It didn't do anything for us at all. I think I told you, they brought me along just as court jester guy. They weren't annoyed by me. They loved free show. So I played on the team, because when you go to these tournaments, you're allowed to bring 2 players that are on your roster. And I think one time in all the tournaments I played with them, which was probably 6-7, I think I got to play once, but we were up by 9 late in the game. I think it's a 10-run rule, so we were up 9 and they let me catch. I love playing catcher and slow pitch softball. I thought it's you're always involved.
You don't have to run out into the outfield.
And you're always involved. You can, and then you're doing the hey, batta, 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 hey, batta, 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 swing, batta, 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 batta. And, you get a few plays at the plate. It's always kind of fun. It's funny, when you watch your kids play, and both my kids were good athletes. I mean, Baby Brother Peter played varsity basketball right through his senior year. And that's pretty good, to be on the varsity team, with all the kids that he started playing with back in 3rd grade, to get to, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and, freshman year made a big impact on the varsity team, and then played 11th and 12th. And then I like to tease Deuce. I have a little plaque downstairs in the man grotto. He was cross country rookie of the year for Eastridge his first year. Then I go, well, what happened after that? He goes, well, kind of went downhill.
Peaked early?
Yeah, he peaked a little bit early, but he probably my favorite quote of all time was when he said the worst thing that can happen to you in cross country is you pass out. That's the worst thing that can happen. Just pass out. But that's okay too. Well, it's good to have you back. Brett Blakemore was
great to be back.
Yeah, I get that. Brett Blakemore, he had a stomach issue. I think that Chad that he had caught in his throat slid down into his stomach. And so, did you hear about this?
No.
He had some stomach issue where he couldn't even do his weekend shows. He had to go to the emergency room. They don't know for sure what it is. They don't think it's anything serious. So,
was he here yesterday?
Yeah, he was here.
Okay.
Yeah, he was here yesterday, and he did double duty. What's crazy is I had no idea that we had 3 people on the staff that have, I'm not going to, say it's eating disorders, but just peculiarities, You only like certain things. There's some foods you won't try. You think pickle juice is yucky on the bun. Cove is just basically chicken strips and
that's about it.
Pasta. He'll do that. And I didn't know that. I guess I didn't know Blakemore's in the same boat.
Actually, Halverson's really bad too.
Is he really?
As bad as I am, I'm like 4th worst at the station. Those three are all worse than me. Blakemore, Corey's the worst, but it's not even close. Then Blakemore and Zach, and then I'd be a tier ahead of them.
I wonder if this profession attracts those sorts of people. And I don't know, like, I don't know if there's, is it called anorexia and bulimia?
Sure.
Those are actually eating disorders that are recognized by the American Medical Association, and they're dangerous, right? And should be treated as such. And you should seek treatment for that. I don't know if these, and I'm not trying to make fun of them. I feel bad, actually, because I don't think it's healthy either. I would hope that, because, like, if you don't eat vegetables, when I was a kid, I was told to always eat your vegetables, right? And as a kid, you really don't like vegetables, right? But I eat plenty of vegetables now because they have vitamins and minerals and nutrients and things that you need to keep your body strong 12 different ways. And it's like, I wonder what, like, do you eat vegetables though, right? Or none?
A few.
Do you take any vitamins or anything like that? Any kind of supplements?
I take gummy vitamins every morning.
Yeah. Gummy ones?
Yeah. Yeah. They're shaped like gummy bears, of course.
Do you separate them by color? Do they come in different colors? Or I should take supplements because I don't. My wife keeps wanting me to take one of those one-a-days. And when they say, take one-a-day vitamins, and of course I got the 50 plus because I'm over 50, right? I guess they're different when you're 50 or when you're 48, And, it says, do not take on an empty stomach. You know me. I thought I was going to die. I felt like, I'm assuming I felt like Blakemore did when I did it. I was as nauseous as I've ever been, sort of like listening to the Common Man program. And, it was terrible. And then I just stopped taking. I don't know. Now today, what I started doing, I tried doing planks last week. You know what planks are?
Yes.
Well, the next day I could barely walk because the arthritis flared up in my feet. And I looked at it and said, well, don't do planks if you have bad arthritis in your ball joints of your toes. So now I have some other options for so I said, well, you could explain anything to AI. Look, I got arthritis. I want it. What are the equivalent of planks that can help me? They gave me like 5-6 different things. And I started doing them today. I'm trying to fend off the 75 cliff. I got Rosen as a role model, and I think he's about ready to plummet off that 75 cliff, and I don't want to do that. And I'm only 6'7", so I got some time to go. But,
he feels like he's 45.
Well, that's it. That's the thing. So it's the new me is what I'm trying to say, and so there you go. So let's do this. This one says Rosen is in the same boat eating wise. His diet consists mostly of crow. Love it. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Next segment's not Peek at the Purple. It's Peek at the curling controversy. We've got a special guest. We're going to actually have a guest coming up on the show. A curling referee who's held in high regard because of the controversy regarding the two Canadian teams, the women and the men, and then I think was it the English team was also accused of not playing by the rules. So we're going to ask him what that's all about. It could be fascinating. We'll do that next here on the and then by the way, PST Triple V Triple I results and pairings at 1:30. Rosen just before 2 here on the Fan.
We all had that one teacher who believed in us. Well, show your gratitude with Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate a public school teacher to win $5,000 for their classroom. This week, we want to give a shout out to Yvonne Lockmiller, who's been teaching for over 30 years. Nominate a teacher to thank today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Couple 13-14 past time common. He is Tana B. The curling controversy at the Winter Olympics widened on Sunday as increased surveillance of the matches resulted in the removal of a stone thrown by the British men's team. The same alleged violation that burned the Canadians 2 days in a row, the women and the men. To get an explanation of what's going on there, we go to the Connecticut Water Systems hotline and go to nationally, yes, world-ranked curling official Randy Zarnetsky. Randy, thanks for joining us here. Pat, the officiating guy, said you're pretty good at this curling officiating.
Well, been working at it for a number of years. However, as Pat could concur, no sports official is better than their last call.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've watched Pat, the officiating guy, in action, both basketball and baseball. I told him take 2 weeks off and quit. No, actually, he does a very fine job. Now, let me ask you a question first of all before we get started. Of all the sports, there are hundreds. Yes, hundreds of different sports. What made you decide I want to be a curling official?
I have been involved as a high school and college official since I had graduated from high school, and took on the sport of curling when I moved to Wilmer, Minnesota. And the local arena manager, Kevin Madsen, invited me to start playing the game. And one day I saw a post up in Duluth for a curling officiating clinic, and in the process dragged my wife along kicking and screaming, and the next thing we knew, we were curling officials.
Oh, she is too?
Yes, in fact, I have to look up to her now because she's actually the USA national chief umpire for USA
No kidding.
Curling.
So she's bested you in that regard. Are you the only husband and wife team of curling officials that you're aware of?
There are a few. In fact, I just worked with an Australian pair when I did the Pan-Continental Games in Eveleth late in November.
Now, do you wear like striped shirts like a referee in a football, or how does that work?
Sounds like fun, but actually you will always see us pretty much in all black from head to toe.
Okay.
If you watch on the Olympics, sitting in those panels behind the sheets of ice, along with the coaches, you will generally see a person in all black sitting back there, and that is the game official for that sheet.
Well, now, let me ask you a question. How much officiating do you do during a game? How many times you called upon to make some kind of a decision? A baseball umpire is calling balls and strikes all the time. Football referees, they're watching the game. They're calling holding, pass interference. They seem to be fairly busy. Same with hockey. Are you busy, or is it one of those things where you're just occasionally called upon?
We often, when people see me watching the games on TV, they often say Randy's got resting bitch face. I'm usually kind of concentrating on everything that's going on, but the interesting thing about officiating curling is that it is one of the few sports where we're not an actively involved official all the time. The way the game has traditionally been officiated is we wait for the game to come to us, even when we see violations take place.
So what do you mean by that? You see a violation, you don't throw a penalty flag or anything? You just let them curl on?
Don't blow the whistle, don't hold up the games, etc. And I could really get into a long diatribe about this because the younger players are wanting to see more interjection of the officials into the games. But traditionally, a lot of times it's a player will see a violation. They will come to us and say, I saw this happen, or can you help me describe a rule so that we know what to do next? And then we become involved.
Well,
but a lot of times, the game's really self-officiated up to a point.
Now, we're going to talk about this double touching violation that's apparently occurred twice with the Canadian teams, once with the women, once with the men, and now with the Britain team. What are some other violations? It looks like it's pretty simplistic. Is it releasing the stone before, past a certain point, or what are some of the violations that can occur?
So with that play in particular, you will recall that they have referenced the hog line, which is kind of like the foul line in bowling. You have to release the stone before the stone touches that line. And there's an electronic device inside the handle of Olympic stones. You might have seen the green lights pop on, and very occasionally red lights if they were touching the stone as it crossed that hog line. The interesting thing about it is that the rules state that you have to have your hand on the handle. And you can even re-grip that handle before the hog line legally, so that form of double touching is legal. But in this case, where the player, as they're releasing the stone and gliding towards the hog line, grazing their finger off the granite is technically a violation.
Is that... Can you gain an advantage from doing that? Is it like you think you've released the stone too hard at the last second, so you touch it briefly or drag your finger across it to slow it down? Or is it just one of those accidental follow-through things that really they're not doing it purposefully and it really doesn't have any impact on where the stone ends up?
You're asking for some conjecture here, and I'm walking a fine line as a world curling umpire.
Oh, okay.
But I'll go with answer number 2. Does it have a great impact on the finish of the shot? No. Is it illegal? Yes.
Okay.
And this is where the whole controversy becomes really quite interesting, Common, because for the most part, these two teams, Sweden and Canada, probably played each other more than 40 times in the last couple of years. They're aware that it's happening and probably have not said anything in lesser competitions.
Okay.
But now there's a lot on the line and there's a lot of international focus. Now the problem comes up. And the interesting thing is there is not an umpire at that point at that line to be watching for that because they are using the electronic handles.
So
go
ahead.
I'll add one more thing. When they say the umpires are spineless, the hair stands on the back of my neck to a certain degree because there was no one there to make the call in the first place. So to say that the umpires are spineless is all based on conjecture of one team accusing the other at that point.
So if that green light, there's a green light and a red light, does green light mean that there was a violation and was touched again? Or it's gone, they've released it past the line?
If you watch on television, you will see those green lights light up and it's like two little eyes at the base of the handle. When the green lights light up, it confirms that it was a good delivery.
Okay.
And if they're touching the silvery part of the handle at the point that the front end of the stone touches the line, the lights will blink red to alert the sweepers that they should stop the stone because the stone is saying, I was over the line.
How often does that happen? Where the red lights
not
blink?
Too often.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to say you don't see a whole lot of reporting on it even in the Olympics, but let's just say in the men's and women's championships at USA level, probably 1, 2, or 3 times in the entire event. It does not happen very often. The players mind themselves pretty well.
We're talking with Randy Zarnetsky, a world-class curling official out of Wilmer. If you're still there, you still down in Wilmer?
Still in Wilmer, and I'm going to make a quick plug when I get a chance. We have just opened a new dedicated ice curling club at the Glacial Ridge Curling Center here in Wilmer. So we're all excited here in town.
Curling growing by leaps and bounds. Okay, last couple of things for you. So what they did was they removed one of the stones, I think. I don't know if it was in one of the Canadian issue, when they touched the stone, if it was in the one again with Britain on Sunday. But is that the call? If technically, like you say, it probably gets touched all the time, or occasionally, inadvertently, and no one ever calls anything, and they are now because we're in the Olympics. Is that the right call then to eliminate that stone from play?
It is the right call, and the interesting that's happened since the break of the controversy between the Canadian and Swedish men is that now with the extra umpires that were on break are now working extra shifts to randomly watch the hog lines. Mm-hmm. And I still think they're only putting out like 2 extra umpires to watch 4 sheets. So they've got their hands full kind of just trying to police the system and get the players to back off on some of the techniques that they've probably been doing for years and no one's pressed the issue on, but now they have to change their procedures a little bit. And in these cases, I mean, that's a big call when you say, we're pulling your stone for lightly grazing the edge of the stone.
I'm going to offer up some conjecture. My guess is it's a psychological ploy, particularly if it's Sweden. You say Sweden, Canada have this heated rivalry, 40-some matches. I think it's a psychological ploy to try to get in somebody's head. It's like if you're golfing with somebody and you're in a match play event, and as they're standing at their tee shot, just before they hit it, you go, do you inhale or exhale at impact? And all of a sudden, the guy starts thinking about, gosh, I don't know, do I or not? The next thing you know, he hits a 10 of B and he blocks it right into the woods. I think this is gamesmanship is what it is.
When you have Tabs and Tara on in a follow-up show after the Olympics, maybe you'll have to think about inviting me for a call-in. We'll be able to tell you even some more background story on some of the things that have taken place at this year's Olympics.
Oh, that's very you leave Be Still My Beating Heart. That's a good tease. Well, we will do it again. Randy, thanks for your time. Continued success as a curling official, and thank Pat, the officiating guy, for me for pointing us in your direction. I appreciate it.
Sounds good, sir.
Thanks. There you go, Randy Zarnetsky, curling official. Genevieve, that's curling's controversial.
Way more into it.
And I had no idea curling was this controversial. I watched the Peterson sisters on Saturday, start to finish.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this yesterday. It's a little long. And, I understand that there's, the tension builds and builds. I think instead of 10 frames like bowling, they could maybe cut it to 5. I'd like it a little bit better. That's a long day of watching. But is Team Peterson, are they playing for the gold now? Have they reached that, or they still have another one to get to?
I don't know if they're done with pool play or not. I'll check into it.
Yeah, okay.
But I've seen like 2 of their last matches. I think it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
Well, it is, but for me, it just gets to be kind of long. It's sort of like watching it's like watching the last 5 minutes of an NBA game when it's hack a Shack. But yeah, good for them. Let's do this break. We'll come back when we do. It'll be time for PST, Triple V, Triple I, results and pairings. That's next here on The Fan.
Join Muss and Miller Lite at Duke's Pizza Pub in Oakdale this Thursday from 5 to 7. Stop by for drink specials, games, and register for a chance to win a spot in the Vikings Foundation Golf Tournament. Get the full details now at KFAN.com, keyword golf.
Genevieve, what's a more significant accomplishment to you? Winning the 12-year-old AAU baseball state championship, or winning the sack race, blue ribbon, Adams School Elementary Track and Field Day? Now, they're different. You had to rely on teammates. It wasn't just you.
Yeah.
I did it all on my own.
You're all on your own.
All on my own. Which do you think is a bigger accomplishment?
I wouldn't even say I relied on teammates. I would say I depended on them.
You depended upon them.
I climbed on their back.
Yeah, that's okay. Because I feel pretty good about my accomplishment. Winning that blue.
But when listeners say that we're not ball guys,
yeah,
I mean you've coached at a high level,
correct.
Little League, won multiple championships. I won a state tournament.
That's true.
We're ball guys. Okay.
Yeah, you won a state championship. You're right. I coached 2 Little League Coon Rapids championships.
We know ball.
Yeah, we do know ball. We also know PSTs when we hear them, preposterous statements. This is PST, Triple V, Triple I, results and pairings. Tend to be, we've had a long time since Friday for these,
Yeah.
so where are we at?
Well, yeah, we're trying to get this tournament going faster than we once did. We started to speed it up last year, so we'll actually go through more pairings and more results, but then we won't drag this thing out as many weeks.
That's a good idea.
So let's look at the results of the first round of the
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
Is that a new sound effect you're using? It sounds a little different. It sounds
Yeah.
like there's some flames. I like the way you changed it.
Well, I didn't do that. Diego did that.
Oh, that's good for Diego.
This matchup, you might want to peek your ears up for this one, because the number 1 seed is Dennis Schroeder on the NBA trade deadline. He said, quote, "It's like modern slavery. It's modern slavery at the end of the day. Everybody can decide where you're going, even if you have a contract. Yeah, of course, we make a lot of money and we can feed our families, but at the end of the day, if they say, you're not coming to work tomorrow, you're going over there, they can decide that. they got to change that a little bit. Dennis went up against the number 17 seed, the Common Man, who said, quote, I watched the Players' Championship this past weekend, and I putt better than 50% of the players on the PGA Tour. Apparently, 64% of the people think that you can putt better than PGA professionals, because you did not win this matchup. Dennis Schroeder advances 64 to 36%.
Well, I didn't expect to. And, you know, look, truth be told, I was going up against a... I mean, it's already a legendary, preposterous statement. It was only uttered within the last 12 months. I mean, it's literally a legendary. Anytime you start doing the old, I'm a multi-million-dollar rich athlete, and because I can't bounce around from team to team or whatever, I'm a slave.
Comparing your basketball career to slavery.
Yeah, it's so preposterous. But that being said, I think there's enough people that know. You know, someone tried to say, you know, they you know, because hockey was beside himself, doesn't think what he said is, you know, and someone said, you know, that I was kind of the same way. I said, well, no, I know that I can putt better. I said, bring it on. If I win the championship because of it, that's fine. I'll add that to my. I would like to be a PST. Do you know how much that's helped Kevin Gorg in his life, in his career? I mean, he's everywhere he goes, people go hundreds. I mean, think about that. He would not have had that opportunity. It changes lives. I would love to be a PST champion, but alas, it won't happen this year. Next up,
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The 8-9 matchup, number 8 seed Tanner Morgan, leading 66-0 with 7:18 left in the third quarter. The Gophers had the ball on 3rd and 5, and Morgan on the Big Ten Network said, quote, critical third down here. He went up against the number 9 seeds, the Star Tribune headline on the Twins. They said, quote, could this be the best bullpen in baseball? Tanner Morgan, in his broadcast debut, makes the preposterous statement tournament, and now in his PST debut, he's off to the second round.
Yeah.
Congrats to Tanner Morgan.
Congratulations.
61 to 39%.
T. Morgan is what we call him.
T-Morgs.
T-Morgs.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 4 seed is YouTube content creator Mr. Beast, who said, quote, the average person does not want to live the life I live or be in my head. They would be miserable because they're just working all the time. Mr. Beast is a billionaire, by the way. He went up against the number 13 seed Jason Timpf, who's a Hoops podcaster, who said, quote, there's a little bit of a blessing in disguise with the LeBron injury. Mr. Beast goes beast mode in this one, 81 to 19%. Mr. Beast advances.
What kind of content does he create that people just can't get enough of? Do you know? Have you ever seen anything?
My kids, we try to keep them away from YouTube, but there was a stretch where they were watching YouTube a bunch, and they liked watching Mr. Beast. A lot of fun gamesy type stuff. Like, I'll give away $1 million if you accomplish this. I mean, they are loaded with cash.
Oh, well, no wonder people watch it then. They're bribing people. But yes. Well, it's easy to be.
He appeared on one of the big game commercials.
Well, if you're giving away millions of dollars, who wouldn't? You're being bribed to watch his.
Yeah.
So in other words, he doesn't really have any talent. It's just I'll give people a lot of money if they'll. That's brilliant. It's great. I love the idea.
By the way, no keyword contest today.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Incredible.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 5 seed is Monir Nasakwai on his son Lamine not winning the Ballon d'Or. Said, quote, I think this is the biggest, I won't say theft, but moral damage done to a human being because I believe Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world by far, by a huge margin. He went up against the number 12 seed Seth Davis, who tweeted, Ben Johnson has done an incredible job with his team, one of the elite coaches and one of the toughest jobs in America. There's something about that 5-12 matchup.
Yeah.
Upset alert.
No.
Seth Davis advances 56 to 44%. He beats Monir Nasakwai.
I think Seth Davis has been in this. He's the commentator on CBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been in the tournament before. He's always guaranteed for a PST or 3 during the college basketball season.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 6 seed, Ron Harper, said it's harder to win rings than it is to score 50,000 points in the NBA. He went up against the number 11 seed, Zach Halverson, who said it takes him 2 to 3 weeks to recover from daylight savings when the clock springs forward in March. Zach is advancing closer to daylight savings because he wins 76 to 24%. Zacho with the victory.
Do you think Zacho would rather call Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, call the state championship game with White Bear Lake in it in hockey, or win the preposterous statement tournament?
Well, he's closest to winning the preposterous statement tournament.
Hold on.
That's the most likely outcome for him.
You're absolutely right. Okay.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
Number 3 seed Jay Billis on LeBron James said, quote, he's not a complainer. He went up against the number 14 seed Lavelle E. Neal 3, who said baseball is hard to practice. Lavelle gets into the tournament quite a bit, but he doesn't make a lot of runs. Jay Billis wins 76 to 24%. You seem so disappointed.
Oh, yeah. I wanted a really deep run by Lavelle E. Neal 3, and I think that was worthy of it. Oh, my gosh. To me, that's a travesty. But, the voters have spoken, so.
It's a travesty. It's a sham. It's a mockery. It's a Travis sham mockery.
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
You just referenced a statement a little bit ago. The number 7 seed, Chris Hockey, on how they will transport from Dublin to London, said, quote, is there a chance we take a train? He'll go up against the number 10 seed, Jason Whitlock, who said, I believe I'm the best sports writer maybe ever. Maybe Hockey vindicated to a certain extent because he's not advancing. This was a close one, 52.7 to 47.3%. Jason Whitlock off to the second round.
Well, in Whitlock's, case, anytime you compare yourself to the best of anything, and, it's like, okay, it's all right for other people to do it for you. But when you do it yourself, and it's like...
If you usually have to do it yourself, you're usually not that good.
Yeah, and I know that I've written a piece or read a piece or two by Whitlock over the years. I didn't remember it like I went, whoa, that's great. This guy's really... And I'm not saying he's not good, but greatest of all time. I think that's a stretch, and that's why he's advanced. Good for him.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
Our final result, the number 2 seed, Odell Beckham Jr., he talked about the struggles of a $100 million contract and how the money doesn't last forever. He went up against the number 15 seed, Max Fuller, who said, quote, if a team who has not won an NBA championship won the NBA Cup, it would help bring more attention and hype to it. Unfortunately, Max, it's done for you for this statement in the PST. Odell Beckham Jr., 81 to 19% is the victor.
Yeah. I don't think that's any surprise to anybody.
All right, let's try to go through these quickly. We have a lot of audio ones here. These are the ones you're going to be able to vote on right now at KFAN 1003 on X.
West Region.
The number 1 seed is No Eagle during the Penn State-Oregon game. Said, quote, you can feel the pom-poms from the fans creating the wind. He'll go up against the number 17 seed, Max Fuller, who said this about Rob Dillingham.
I mean, it's Dillingham. When you watch him in open court dribbling that basketball, it's unbelievable.
Magic, yeah.
Right. I'm not best ever or worst ever kind of guy, but there aren't many you're ever going to see as fast and twitchy with the right and the left with him.
It's AI-esque.
Mm-hmm. I like that comparison.
Of course you do.
West Region.
The number 8 seed is Brad Fax, and claimed that he talked to Arnold Palmer just yesterday, though Arnold Palmer is dead.
From bunkers, church views. Originally, a number of different bunkers, then merged, and this is how long they are. 110 yards long. Added one, there's 13 now, and 30 yards wide. One of the great images, most iconic images in golf.
I think it is. We talked about that with Arnold Palmer a little bit yesterday, and the players cannot drive it over there. You can just see a little bit of him on the left side.
Well, maybe it's possible. He didn't get a chance to explain himself. Maybe he had a seance. You don't know.
Sure. Don't know how he communicated to him. Faxon will go up against the number 9 seed, Brett Siegel, NBA reporter, who tweeted, Kevin Love is a 5-time All-Star and NBA champion and arguably the best player in Timberwolves history.
West Region.
The number 4 seed Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, after he traded Luka Doncic, apparently didn't understand how popular Luka was with his fan base.
Didn't know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level.
How could he not?
How do you not know their star player was important to the fan base?
Who's been considered, people will say, well, he's like a generational scorer. He might be one of the greatest scorers of all time.
Who just took him to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, so good.
Excuse me, hold on 1 second.
Oh. You all right? You're getting emotional, it sounds like to me.
Sorry about that. Got stuff going down the wrong pipe.
No, I thought maybe you were getting emotional.
Well, I always do a PST time.
Yeah, I do too.
Nico's going to go up against the number 13 seed, Gilbert Arenas. Here's what Gilbert said about Bronny.
If he had 36 minutes, his per 36, if he was an NBA, if they played him 36 minutes, he would be averaging 12, 4, and 4. He'd be top 5 for Rookie of the Year.
I love that for a couple of reasons, because one, he's not any good. That's why he doesn't play 36 minutes. Two, if he played 36 minutes, is 12, 4, and 4 that good?
No.
I mean, it's still kind of pretty mediocre, isn't it? For a guard?
Yeah, that's like if you're a role player, that's a good day.
Yeah.
If you're a starter, I don't think that's much. I don't think.
West Region.
Number 5 seed, Gino Parrish. Here's what he said.
Of Jack Ryman, who is a sturdy individual, and the goalpost, which is a 600-700 pound inanimate object, is not the ideal placement for anybody's face.
Do the goals actually weigh 600 or 700 pounds?
Gino's going to go up against the number 12 seed, Guy Haberman, who said PJ Fleck is an aggressive coach.
Looks like you're going to send the punt unit out instead. Well, you're caught between two things, right? If you're PJ Fleck, he's such an aggressive coach. He loves to go.
West Region.
Number 6 seed is Michael Rapino, CEO of Live Nation Ticketmaster. He believes that concert tickets are underpriced and have been for a long time. He'll go up against the number 11 seed Chris Collinsworth on a long delay. Said, quote, "The hardest thing to do in football is to get warmed up."
Well, guy, it's like you got to actually get up and get your blood pumping, so maybe it is. Wow.
All right, Cutmore.
West Region.
Number 3 seed ESPN's Corey Alexander, after Cooper Flagg suffered an ankle injury versus Georgia Tech, said this.
And then Cooper Flagg, after grabbing the rebound, landing on that left ankle, immediately grasping at the ankle, and you can see, of course, tremendous concern on the faces of Ralph and Kelly Flagg, Cooper's parents. Rightfully so. But I can tell you one thing. They are most concerned about the Blue Devils winning this game. That is their number one priority. They are all in Duke Blue.
Wow. Not the health of their potential number 1 overall draft pick.
Some mother and father they turned out.
Corey will go up against the number 14 seed Packers left tackle Rasheed Walker after their 2-0 start. He said, quote, "I think we can go undefeated, honestly. Pound for pound, I look at these teams and I don't really see who is better than us."
I don't either. What'd they end up being that year?
Well, they made the playoffs, but they did not go undefeated.
Yeah.
West Region.
Number 7 seed CJ Stroud said, quote, "I feel like I'm getting old. I'm not as quick as I used to be." We'd like to note that he was 23 years old when he said this. He'll go up against the number 10 seed, Meat Sauce.
I don't think you hire Dion if you're Jerry Jones, because then it isn't about you. It's about Dion. Dion is one of the most polarizing people that's ever been on this earth. He's very good at... Well, what? That's ever been on the earth?
I love that from Max.
West Region.
The number 2 seed, Cam Newton, said, quote, "Being in the NFL, everyone knows there's a large sum of money that comes to you in a short span of time. And being away from the game for 3 years, those checks don't came in the same."
Think they don't?
Like, I got 8 kids. It hurts me knowing that I can't provide like I once did. It hurts thinking that I'm Superman, but in reality, I'm just a man. He'll go up against the number 15 seed, D'Angelo Russell on the Timberwolves. He said, quote, "They need Cat. They need me. They need what they got rid of." That's it. You can vote on those right now on KFAN's X account, KFAN 1003.
So exciting, so much fun, and so preposterous. We love PST, Triple B, Triple I. Results and pairings tomorrow at, what time will we go tomorrow? 12:30?
12:30 is their usual time, yeah.
Okay, 12:30. And then tomorrow, Oak, Rock Talk, 1:15, just before 2, and then Rosen will join us. Speaking of Rosen, he joins us next here on the Common Man program, along with 10 to B, right here on the Fan.
Mark Rosen Rosen joins the Common Man.
Oh, boy.
Next on The Fan.
694 westbound at First Silver Lake Road, a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder. 394 eastbound is slow between Dunwoody and 94. Highway 169 northbound stop and go between Highway 101 and Old Shakopee Road with moving roadwork right lane. Highway 101 to 494, 10 minutes. I'm Tom Beck, and that's your latest Total Traffic.